Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I will be showing you guys how to properly take photographs in Assetto Corsa, and let's get started. So I've got a few sample of photographs in here. As you guys can see, it looks really good and it has that really good motion blur effect too, or that shutter speed as well. This is like one of my favorite ones, you know. I've got an MR2 Porsche here. It's not that good actually. It's probably because of the graphics, I guess. This one looks pretty good. A Toyota A86. I use this in one of my thumbnails. A BMW M3 GTR, another 86. A Koenigsegg A919 Evo, a Skoda race car, and some Audi in the rain, and it's my summer car. And it's a RB19, and yeah. Some of these look good, and I've also got some really bad ones, like one of my old ones actually. For example, this one. Your photograph might look something like this one, and it's missing quite a lot. The graphics are sort of okay, but you don't have that sort of motion blur effect, and also the textures doesn't seem to, you know, have really good textures. I mean, I think it's okay, but it's using the old outdated textures. I actually use like the high resolution Nordschleife textures, in case you guys are wondering. And yeah, this is like one of my old photographs as well. It's the graphics looks pretty weird on this one. As you guys can see, the reflection looks pretty weird. It makes the 787B looks like it's made from like it's like wrapped, you know. This one looks okay, but it doesn't. But like I said, it's missing that shutter speed, and I think this one's pretty okay too. So today, guys, that's it. That's the point of that. We're gonna be teaching you guys how to properly take photographs. So before we do anything, make sure that you have something like a replay. If you don't have one of these, just all you have to do is to just drive something around. I kind of like to drive a BMW M4 today, and how about like what map? What map should we do? Should we do let's do something random. Let's try to do Monaco. All right, let's do the GP circuits. Let's just drive around. Alright, so all you have to do is to maybe save the replay, but I think this should be enough. As long as we have footage of driving, you know, it should look good. And first step is that you need to select which place you want. So in your keyboard, you're gonna wanna press F5. As you guys can see, our car is a bit damaged there, but don't worry. So if you guys want to take photograph, make sure to go in a place where people would usually take a picture. For example, maybe something like this one, but that looks pretty odd, you know, because it's pretty way high up. Maybe something like this one, or maybe this one. Nah, maybe that's too good. This one should be good. Make sure it's a little bit far away from the car, and you're gonna wanna bring up the camera here. It's in this photo mode. It's in the built-in apps. You're gonna wanna select that. I'm gonna go to the camera section, set the shutter speed to like 100 or 60, I don't know, but that depends on you, because we will sell that later. So for the zoom, you're gonna wanna zoom it a little bit, maybe something like this one. And the zoom is important. You're gonna wanna avoid some details where the map seems to have pretty bad quality. So what I'm gonna do is to just do this like that. Maybe zoom out a little bit more because it's way too close, like that. Leaving some little bit low quality section right here, but that's seems to be okay. Or I could just take a little bit far away. I think that should be fine. That should be fine. Aspect ratio, that's up to you honestly. If you want to make a phone wallpaper, you can just do this as well. If you have a widescreen monitor, you can try this. And for me, I'm just gonna put this at default. And roll, if you want to, you can just try to do this if you also want to try to make a phone wallpaper, but it's not what you want. So So we are done in here. We're gonna go to the corrections. Though this is one of the most important. Now for our color grading, you can actually choose a lot of presets in here. There are tons of presets. Sometimes if it's like way too bright, maybe like something like this. Sometimes it would look like in some areas, it would look this bright. So you're gonna wanna decrease it sometimes. It also depends on the filters you're trying to. Like for example, this natural pop, it's way too bright. It looks like you're from Philippines. You know, it's pretty hot right now. So I'm gonna set the brightness to like 70%. I kind of like natural pop right here. Looks good in my opinion. Looks more realistic, I guess. Contrast, maybe like decrease a bit or increase, but increasing it looks pretty unrealistic in my opinion. Maybe decreasing a bit to like 90% should be good. Looks like Gran Turismo 7 graphics. Saturation, it's up to you. But for my case, I kind of like to leave it at defaults. I also kind of like to make this thing look like what do you call this? Gran Turismo 7 graphics. Also, PP filter is also one of the most important things. I recommend downloading Sky. It's a pretty good PP filter. It's like one of the most photorealistic PP filters out there in Assetto Corsa. I'm using Sky. I'm gonna try to using Sky GT. I think it doesn't even make a difference. Maybe if I reset a bit here, maybe it looks more Gran Turismo, but I don't think so. So let's go back to the neutral pop. Wait, what is it? Is it natural pop? Oh yeah, it's natural pop. I thought it's nature pop. Here in this section right here in the scene, if your car is stopped, you don't actually need shutter speed anyway. So you're gonna wanna hide the drivers if your car is actually at stop. If your car is damaged like I do, you're gonna check on hide damage, even though the car still looks like damage. But anyway, I might just leave it there. It would still look good anyway. So if it's nighttime, you can leave the headlights on. I kind of like to leave the headlights on even though it's at daytime. It looks good, you know. The car looks good with it. With high beams, I don't know. It doesn't even make a difference. So this lighting angle, you're gonna wanna choose your time offset first. So I usually set my time offset to like a default, as long as you have your time already set for this replay. So I have a pure planner here. Only like a few people can buy this, but most people would use Sol anyway. It's probably like the same thing. I usually set my time to like 15 minutes. I mean 15. That's 3 p.m. and normal time. And also depending on the scenery, the more sun and shadow it is, the more feel it is. I kind of like this one because it looks pretty intense, you know. It has like more shadow and all that. So we are ready to take a photo. In this shutter speed, I would go safety first at 145. Okay, so now that we could make a shot, like I said, I'm gonna put this around 145 first. You don't want it to be at maximum because it would produce way too much blur. So unfortunately, my car just starting to blur. If that happens, you're gonna cancel it first, obviously, and you're gonna press F5 once again. Make sure, like I said, it's in F5. And then you're gonna set your zoom and then make a shot, because I just literally just changed my PP filter. Alright, so now, and there we go. So for our final image, you're gonna view in folder. Now looking in our final image, it looks way too blurry. It looks like it has too much motion blur. So you're gonna wanna reduce the shutter speed to about 100. And that gives us the optimal amount of motion blur. As you guys can see, there it is. It has the optimal amount of motion blur while also, you know, leaving those good looking backgrounds. And as you guys can see, we have a decent looking photo. I don't know which one here. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one right here. We have a good looking photo. It's not too much blur, as you guys can see. In this photo, it has like way too much blur on the left. Unlike this one, it has way less blur on the left side, leaving this good looking building right here. I don't know what's this thing called in Monaco. So here it is. This is how you properly take photographs in Assetto Corsa. I hope you guys find this video helpful, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Goodbye.